every time we're moving between poses in this style of yoga, there's a transition for it. And the way that I move my transitions, like energy, how does energy move, Erica? You know? How does it move? What kind of shape does it move in, I would say? Yeah, like shape. Like this.
Oh. Like a wave.
Right, like a wave. Well, yeah, it moves, and it moves in a way.
Like frequencies, or
like a frequency, right? Like energetic waves. I couldn't say it. I wanted to say, how does it move like a? You can't say how does it move like a wave, but when energy is a particle or a wave. But when it moves as a wave. So when we move our energy, why wouldn't we want to think about moving like energy moves? And in a way, it gets like every alignment point at one time without having to say it all when you can teach them the waving transition. So instead of, and I don't feel sacrilegious taking over the transitions because there's not really anyone who's teaching them like this. The transitions are kind of a forgotten asana, I feel. And so there's so much to be done with it. For example, from downward facing dog, we're often coming forward into plank pose, and then working some alignment here, or we're flowing pose to pose. What if we connect it? I'll do it slow motion. Foundation, pull the leg bones up into the core. Hug and integrate the pelvis and work the abdominals. So what that's doing already is opening this low back from stress that most people do when they come here. And then try to get that core up to an already kind of frozen lower back. So we can pull the legs up, integrate into the core. Pull the energy up to the pelvic floor. Center body, inner body is working too. Then offer the heart, and then offer the head. So we do a lot of these core to plank pose waves, where we're actually lifting and moving between poses, and repeating that sometimes. So now the low back gets to let go, the joints are more open, and you can actually flow through your practice, finding those waves between the postures. That's why we have our core planks. And we hover and hold, lifting not just forward, but up into that abdominal strength, letting that low back release a little bit. Exhaling forward, that's why we come up, not with an open front body, but then we have to try to compact and draw back in somehow and around. It's a lot up here. Right? But we come up into that core wave. You can think of rounding the back and then expressing. Becomes a much different pose. Students always say, because of the way we moved in, my lunge has never felt like this. My hips are more open, I'm feeling stronger, not constricting my back anymore. This is getting stronger between every pose. And my heart rate is like 180 right now just from doing that. Right. So part of the reason that you can multitask and create more benefits in less time is when you add the transitional movements in a way that makes them harder to do, but also opens the body more. So it's now, instead of every 2 poses you're doing 3, because you're doing the one in between.